Hello! Today we're going to talk about the structure of an Anchor-based Solana program. Anchor is a framework that simplifies a lot of tasks in Solana. Let's start with a simple single-file Anchor program structure. The structure of a Solana program typically follows a pattern that includes the following components: modules and imports. At the top of our program, we import the necessary crates and declare the modules we'll be using. The next goes program module with program macro. In Anchor, the main logic goes inside a program module, which defines all the instructions that the program can handle. Each instruction is a separate function with a clear purpose. We have the initialize instruction as the example. But for instance, if you're building staking program, you might have stake and unstake functions here. Anchor automatically validates the accounts passed to these functions based on your definitions, making it very secure and straightforward. Next, we define the context with derive accounts structs. Each struct here represents the accounts required for each instruction, specifying what permissions and validations are needed for each account. This allows you to validate account relationships, permissions, and other security rules upfront, making your program more reliable and secure. State with account macro. If your program needs to store persistent data, you can define it using the account attribute. This is where you define any custom data structures that will live on-chain, like staking balances or user profiles. Anchor automatically handles serializing and deserializing this data, so you don't have to worry about it. Error handling with error macros. Anchor has built-in error handling. By using error code attribute, you can define custom errors for different situations in your program. This makes it easier to debug and give your users clear feedback if something goes wrong. That's a basic overview of a single file Anchor program. It's simple, but as the program grows, you might want to organize code into separate modules. Personally, I do it when I have more than 3 instructions, as it is pretty annoying to scroll up and down along this sausage the program becomes. When programs get more complex, using modules can help keep your programs organized and maintainable. And here's a look at how to structure the Anchor programs into multiple modules. Oh, and I'm very pleased with how neat my staking program looks like, so check out the module structure. In a multi-module Anchor program, you can create an instructions module where each instruction has its own file. For instance, if you have a stake and unstake function, you'd have separate files named stake.rs and unstake.rs. And just like in my program, there are unstake tokens.rs and so on. Inside each file, you define the imports, context struct for this particular function, and instruction logic. This separation makes it easier to read and test each instruction individually. The state module stores the on-chain data structures, like account state or program settings. If you're managing complex data, this module keeps your account definitions clean and organized. Each struct here is annotated with account macro to ensure that Anchor knows this data should be stored on-chain. Keeping your data structures here makes it easy to locate and update the program's state logic. Just as with single-file programs, defining custom errors in an error module helps keep your error logic organized. Here, you can define a list of error codes with error code attribute, which can then be referenced throughout the program. Having a separate error file is particularly useful for the larger programs, where multiple instructions might share common error codes. For any constants, calculations, or helper functions you need across multiple files, you can create a constants or utils module. This keeps your code dry and makes it easier to update shared values in one place. Finally, the main file, lib.rs, serves as the entry point for the program. It imports the modules and initializes the program with program attribute. It's also where you define the program's ID and other core configurations. By splitting the code across modules, you keep each component of your Anchor program clean, making it easier to maintain and extend as the program grows. I hope this video was helpful for you. Bye!